Yeah! Welcome to ArtCo Drone Solutions! Saturday Night Live number 92! With trivia, Toffee trivia later. Alright, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. Great show today. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff about drones, drone tech, action cameras, all kinds of neat stuff. But before we get going, let's welcome all the neat folks that are already in here. We got Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, John F, Mike, a GFO drones and tech guy, and Glenn Thunderbird 6. Do I still have echo? Okay. Alright, oh hey, it's Tom. 10 Toes is here. It must be that toffee that everybody's coming back for. It's Steve Mack. Welcome to show. Hey, Zeb Meat. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks for coming in. Alright, we're building up a good crowd. Hopefully, Jody, drone shots. James, happy waffle morning. Hope the waffles are good this morning. Love your pool videos. It's really coming along. I really like the colors you've chose on the tiles. So, how do I sound tonight? Do I sound okay? Am I still echoing? Maybe I need to tune back my headphones a little bit. All right, we got James from My BI Dream. Hopefully he'll pop in later in the show. Yeah, so we've got a lot. Okay, great. I do sound good. So we've got the Mavic, or the Mini 2 that's out, and I'm hearing a lot of really good stuff about it. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about some of the new action cameras out there. There's the Osmo Pocket 2. I hear some good things about that. And then there's another company, is it Fayutech, that has a clone of it, and Ken Heron is saying that the cheaper brand is actually better because it's got more features to it, and it's $50 cheaper, so you can't go wrong there. So, also want to talk about that. Mitch is taking a hiatus from YouTube and all the social media. He's just burnt out on the whole thing, you know. And I get it, you know, we all get tired of social media and you need a break. So hopefully he'll come back in. I did send him a link to a show if he wants to pop on. That would be awesome. But yeah, so that's what's going on. There's that, and I don't know if you've seen Ken Heron's latest video of the Mini 2, and it sounds pretty impressive for a smaller drone, and it's heads above the original. Better camera, more range, and it's got OcuSync, which greatly improves the drone itself. Hey, Mike Roach, welcome to the show. Okay, great. It'd be great to have you in. So that'd be cool. So yes, Mitch will be missed, and I just bought a what is, oh, the Mobius 5/6. It's a little tiny Cinewhoop. It's very similar to the Tiny Hawk, but from the videos I've seen about it, it handles the wind a lot better outdoors because it uses 2 batteries. So you have a choice of 2 batteries for outdoors, and then you could set it up for if you want to fly indoors, you could just use 1 battery. So that's probably what I'll do at first when I get it. And from what I hear, it is fast. It could go up to 60 miles an hour, which is plenty fast for me. So, and I got a good price on it. It's new in the box, never been flown, so I'm getting it secondhand, so it'll be cool. Can't wait to get it. So the guy just mailed it, so I imagine it'll probably be here middle to late next week. So I'll be excited to get that. So I'll probably have to get a hold of Mitch and ask him, so how do I set this up with my Tyrannus QX7? So yeah. Oh yeah, that would Mike from GFO Drones, you are more than welcome to jump in. What I'll do is I will drop you the link to the show. So hold on, here we go. And cool. And hopefully James from the other James, not from My PI Dreams, but James from Above and Beyond Drones. Hopefully he'll show up a little later. And also I want to say, Bob Casey, welcome to the show. Wow. So yeah, I'm hearing a lot of good stuff. I've got the Mavic Air 2, and it uses OcuSync, and I would really like to have the smart controller for that. Then that way I won't have to use a phone for it, because it's got that really nice, pretty good size screen. It's really bright for those bright days outside, so I would like to get that for that. So that'd be kind of cool. And that's what's going on. So anyway, hearing a lot of stuff about the Hero 9. I hear that's a pretty good camera. For a poor guy like me, I mean, I gotta pay for this luxurious apartment. I can't go spending on high-priced stuff like the Hero 9. So I've got the Hero 5, and so far I like it. I really do. Also, this channel, the live stream, is now monetized. So if you want to send a super sticker or a super chat, that would be greatly welcome. Also, I have a PayPal channel that Steve Mack will probably pop up any minute now if you want to pay that way. Then that way the money will come right directly to me right away, because I just got a new motherboard that's eventually going to go into this machine. Eventually this is going to get a Ryzen 5 2700X, which is I believe it's a 3.8 gigahertz, 8 cores, 16 thread CPU. Got the motherboard for that, so and I'm just going to use the existing hard drives, although I am going to get an M.2 hard drive to put in here. And so let's bring up our first panelist. All the way from South Georgia. It is Mike, GFO Drones. Hey, Mike.
What's up, Art? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Welcome to the show. Let me, there we go. That was pretty good. So I was just talking about the new motherboard I got from, what is it, Gigatech, I think it is the name of that, and those are pretty good motherboards.
Yeah, they're really good. What processor speed is it capable of handling?
I think it will go all the way up to a Ryzen 7.
Okay. How much RAM?
Yeah. Well, eventually I want to put 16 gigs in. I think that'll be plenty. And
16 should run good. That's what I'm running in mine.
Yeah.
It handles all my video editing and never lags or anything on me.
Well, that's what I have right now, but this is DDR3. I'm going up to DDR4. The motherboard already has a built-in video, so it's got HDMI on it. But I want to get an 8 gig video card for it, and then that way I could beef it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely get something that is off the motherboard. That way it's going to render faster and it's not slowing everything else down. That way you'll have a dedicated video or a GPU processor for the video, so you're not slowing down your regular processor.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, so you guys, if you like this content here, there are several ways you could give me some, make a donation to the channel. You've got super stickers, super chats, and my PayPal, which is, let me get that, ArtCo tip jar.
So remember how we were discussing internet speeds the other day?
I believe so.
Probably about a couple weeks ago.
Upload and download speeds?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my internet service provider screwed me, man.
Oh no! What happened?
So
tell us more.
I had Vive internet, and it was just running slow. And so had the tech come out. They did some stuff out of the box. Said water was getting into it. Redid the connections. Resealed it. Supposedly upgraded my internet speed. Well, I started getting overages where they were saying that I owed like $200-300 because we went over the data. So I'm like, what the heck? So I get on the phone with Vive. After they sent me a $400 bill total, saying we went 800 gigs over. I said, I just upped my internet package to be able to handle everything. Well, come to find out, they never upgraded it. They started charging me for the upgrade, but they never upgraded it.
Oh, God.
So they brought my bill down to $70, no longer $400. Yeah, it pays to be a little grumpy.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
So they fixed that, and now I'm 14 megabit upload and 250 download.
Oh, okay.
So it's running way faster now.
Yep.
Now that they actually fixed it.
Well, I have. Oh, there we go. Oh, here's my merch. If you want to check out my merch at my Teespring. And here is my tip jar if you want to throw a few bucks there. That's how I was able to get that motherboard. I checked out. I go, oh, I got some money in there. Yeah, so I'll
There you go.
go get that motherboard.
Nice.
And yeah, so I have 600 down and I get 18 up, but I really get like close to 400 down, which was a
Okay.
lot faster than what I had the 250 package where I got like 150 down and 12 up.
Okay.
And so I was able to get a good deal, $80 a month for this.
Yeah, it's about what I'm paying now. And
Yeah.
I've got unlimited now. And Mike asked, what was I downloading to use 800 gigs of data? We don't have cable. We use Hulu Live for everything instead of paying a really overpriced cable bill. So, it's 50 something, $54 a month for Hulu Live. I get all my football and everything on there.
Right.
Whatever I want, college football, TV shows, whatever. So it's all on there. So it's a lot cheaper than a cable bill. So that's why it kind of burns through data when you got kids watching
Okay.
watching TV and everything.
I've got Roku.
Yeah, I have the Roku TV. That thing's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. And I just started watching Star Trek Discovery again.
Okay.
And I'm kind of liking where it's going. I'm like going, oh, this is cool.
Nice.
Yep.
I haven't really got into any of that lately. It's just been too busy with work.
Yeah, and I gotta get back into Blue Bloods. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Like last Saturday, I couldn't join you guys because I had to work.
Right.
I worked late Saturday and then I worked 18 hours Sunday.
Oh, jeez. Ouch.
Yeah. So I was wiped out.
Yeah, I worked 8 hours today, so I got overtime from last week and next week, or this week, and it'll go on next week's check, and I'm like, going, yay.
Right, I got about 10 hours of overtime going on next week's check, so I'm pretty thrilled. Plus, we got a raise.
Oh, awesome.
The hospital actually gave us a decent raise this year. So.
Cool.
With the COVID and everything, they didn't think they were going to give us.
Well, and I just found out our governor has given us a stimulus check. We're getting $475. Those people that used that were on unemployment for a while.
Nice.
Which is cool. All right, let's welcome to the show Mike Roach Media, all the way from Syracuse, New York. Welcome.
Hey, Art.
Hey, Mike, good to see you. Long time no see.
I know I haven't been on with you in a while. How's my audio and everything?
You sound pretty good. Maybe if you get up it just a wee bit.
Okay, I'll try and do that. I switched browsers. This is the first time using Firefox.
Oh, okay. You sound good now.
Okay, good. It's got the mic a little closer.
Cool.
So, and how you doing, Mike?
Good, and you, man?
Yeah, pretty good. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
But
how's the weather in your neck of the woods, Mike?
Freezing. It's
yeah.
We don't get snow as early as you guys do in Colorado, because you're in up higher. Well, really, the mountains get it more than Denver, right? But
yeah.
But we've gotten like already one day where we had a little bit of snow, but we knew it was going to melt. It's too early yet.
Yeah.
But after Thanksgiving, all bets are off. But it's not bad. We've had it was like 70 degrees this weekend, so it's hard to complain.
Yeah, we were in the 60s, 50s and 60s most of the week, and then today we got the wind, 30 to 60 mile an hour gusts, and it's cold out there. We're in the 40s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what did someone mention about Mitch earlier?
Oh, Mitch is taking a break from YouTube and social
Okay.
media. So,
Yeah.
mm,
I think he's done that before though, and it lasted like a week.
yeah.
I
Or
hope it
was
does again. We don't want Mitch to go
maybe that
away.
was cigars that he took a week off. He was gonna stay off cigars, and he couldn't. The, a week later, he was back smoking cigars
Right.
again.
Oh well.
So, Mike, are you going to get the Mini too, or are you just going to stick with what you got?
Yeah. If I were going to get right now, I have the Mavic 2 Pro, and
Right.
if I were going to get a smaller drone now, I would just get the Mavic Air 2, because the form factor
Yeah.
is really that much more. Like the deal breaker for me is the quick release props versus screw in props.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
that's a big deal in terms of finger dexterity and
Yeah.
stuff. And the Mavic Air 2 now, it's just that much. I don't know. It's more like a true Mavic to me than the Mini. Price wise, if someone's just starting out, obviously whatever the Mini's awesome. But I've
Yeah.
I've already I crashed two Mavic 2 Pros this summer, so it's
Huh?
kind of
And
expensive.
how did you do that?
I put one in the bottom of a lake up in the Adirondacks,
Oh,
and paid a scuba diver to get it,
uh,
and because I wanted my memory card. That had the important stuff on it.
and DJI covered that?
No, I didn't have any, so
Oh,
I had to eat it. But
oh man.
it was pilot error, so I can't blame anybody but me. And the other one was just a crash where I like broke one back leg off the drone. I thought it was fine, but one of the motors is seized up
Oh,
on. So it was an expensive summer, but at
yeah.
least I got out of the house during all this
There you
craziness.
go.
So
There you go. At least I had somebody else crash mine, and I got 2 drones out of
yeah,
it. I want to say hello to Ray Kelly and Rick Albert and Bob Casey. Welcome to the show.
yeah. Rick Halbert, hi Ray, good to see you. Bob Casey.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the Air 2. It is a
Yeah,
really nice drone.
and that's like remember when the Mavic Pro first came out? We were all so amazed, like how small it is, and this, that, and the other.
Oh, it
And
folds up and
yeah,
throw
and
in the
now with
backpack.
this other ones, we're like feeling like the Mavic 2 Pro is like some giant monster
Yeah.
relative to the Mavic Air, and
Hmm.
it is much bigger. I like the portability, but I also like the slightly better camera on the Mavic 2 Pro. But and it handles the wind a little better too. So right now, it's winter here. I'm not going to fly much during the snow period anyway. I will do some, but I've got plenty of video to edit still from
There
the
you go.
summer. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, how about you, Art? You been out doing some flying or
Uh,
fishing or anything?
well, I got this Buds 20 EIS. I got that from Race at Drone. I did a review on it. I'm not too impressed with it, but I may take it out when the weather's a little better and I have some more time. Maybe I just don't know what the controllers are to get to do more, because the range wise, it's like I get up to about 80 meters. That's it. And other than that, I can't get to go very far away. It just goes up, and I could go forwards, backwards. That's it. Can't go side to side. I can't turn it. And I think what I need to do is there's a mode switch on. And if I put it on mode 2, I think that'll give me the range to fly further away.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it the same as like the modes are on DJI drones, like what the sticks do, that kind of thing? Or are you talking
I
with a
think
Well,
stick
one of them
mode
is
or?
more like a a stabilized mode and one's
okay,
more of an acrobatic mode. I
right,
want to say, from what
right,
I've read about it, not
Oh,
100% sure. I don't do a
right.
lot of
I don't
FPV.
do any
mhm,
FPV stuff, so um,
right.
but
Mhm.
I'm just a DJI guy. They got my money.
Well,
So
I'm still playing around with the FPV. I just got a Mobius 6/7. It's about the size of a Tiny Hawk 2, but
mhm.
it'll go. I mean, it'll
Nice.
go about 60 miles an hour. It's
Wow,
fast, but I got a fairly good deal. The guy never flew it, so I'm gonna get it, and hopefully I can get a hold of Mitch, and he could walk me through how to bind it to my radio.
right,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah,
So that'll be fun. Mhm.
You
yeah.
do any video editing, or not video editing, but picture editing art?
I do some, not a
What do
whole
you
lot, but
what do you use?
I have, what do I have? I have a Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What about you, Mike?
For my photo editing, I pretty much try and do as much as I can in camera, but then
Hmm.
I have this other Photoshop thing called Photoshop Express, which is just a Photoshop, a free app, and
Okay.
I like it. It does everything I want to do, and it'll work
Gotcha.
with raw photos or JPEGs. So for
Right.
I
me,
just
I'm
I
happy
just
with it.
downloaded a trial version of Luminar 4 to try.
Yeah,
Mm.
Looks like
I've,
it could be. I actually saw the ad for it in one of James's videos. It was one of the ads on his one of his pool build videos. So I went and started checking it out, started playing with it, and
Oh, cool.
it's actually like you can say you have a just a plain gray sky in the background. They have an AI mode that you can actually make that a sunset
right,
and replace the whole sky in there. Or it does so much stuff. I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg with it, but it's pretty cool so far. I'm starting to enjoy it. I might actually purchase it when the trial runs out.
right.
Cool.
Yeah, I bought Affinity Photo, and I still haven't got it quite figured out yet. It's a pretty complex, for a program, but there's
Hmm.
so many little icons and stuff. I just got to figure out where what is, and everything does similar things. It's just like what do they call it, and where is it hidden, and
Yeah,
all that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
but um, I'm pretty much just like a straight photographer. I don't edit except for maybe adjusting the white balance or colors a little bit. I usually don't like change anything, or
gotcha,
what. The most I ever do making a change is a thumbnail for a video.
gotcha.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff in Canva. Well, I make thumbnails for
Yeah,
my
Canva's really good
videos.
for that.
Yeah.
Now, what is
So
Canvan?
Canva,
Canva.
Canva. It's an app
Okay,
for your phone,
okay,
and
Yeah,
it'll.
it's for your, and you could use it on your PC as well.
Okay.
okay.
Hmm.
Um,
And
I've
that's what
always
I
used it
use.
on my phone. That's why I never tried it on PC. But you can make thumbnails, Instagram posts, Facebook
Yep.
posts, all kinds of stuff, and they have
Oh.
templates already built for it. So you can
Mm-hmm.
just drop stuff in, and it kind of speeds along the creation process if you
Yep.
find a template you like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea to kind of, because everybody, I hear a lot of people say keep your thumbnails consistent and all that kind of thing, and
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, I
I
just
also try to
usually,
use bright colors for my lettering,
Yeah.
yeah,
kind of catch
Mm-hmm.
your eye.
I
Yep.
just try and use mine for like whatever the context of the video is.
Yep.
I can mold the thumbnail to that. So mine are
Yeah,
all over the place, but they're there.
yeah.
So
I want to say hello to Rod Piker Drones UK and Michael McReynolds and Mel AGL. Mel, did you get my link? You are more than welcome to join us.
Yep.
So-
Hi, Mel. Steve Mack. Steve always says hello. He's up in Canada, I believe. Not too far, right across Lake Ontario from me.
Hey Art, while you were upgrading computers, I upgraded my tablet.
Oh,
It's actually
cool.
Windows 10. It's a HP Elite
Right.
tablet, and I got the keyboard coming in for it, so I can use the keyboard for it too. But it's got the stylus pen and everything, so it makes the photo editing a lot easier.
Cool. Cool. Michael Blade, welcome to the show, and Copper State Aerial Photography. That would be, Mike. The other Mike. We got so many mics going around.
Right?
Best name
And then
there
we
is.
have Brian's. A lot of Brian's, too.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. They've got me, Mike Roach, Copper State, Mike B. Drone Ranger.
Mike
That's
Kelly.
just the one, Mike Blade. That's
Mike
just the ones
Kelly,
I've seen tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. So, Art, are you guys allowed to get together for Thanksgiving in your state? We're under a dictatorship here.
Yeah, I know, I hear, and I think we're limited to like I don't know, maybe 10 people. My
Yeah, that's what-
family's not very big. It's just I think we'll do what my sister and I did last year, which was my sister and I and my niece and her family and her future husband's family. I think they're gonna do stuff together.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Art,
for Christmas, the whole shebang's gonna be here.
I got a good one for you and Mike about that. So you know how you're only limited to 10 people for Thanksgiving, but you're allowed to have 30 for a funeral. I'm having a funeral for my turkey, man.
There
It
you
was my
go.
pet.
Yep.
Mine's a peaceful protest.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 30 people for my pet turkey's funeral.
Right. Yeah, we do have enough people in my family locally to easily surpass 10. And depending on, I mean, I don't care what Cuomo says. He's not going to tell me that I can't get together with my family.
Yeah, you
Like,
tell.
you know, and what are they going to do? Come and arrest me? Go ahead.
You never know.
know,
He might
it's,
try.
Yeah.
Right.
Step
And,
back from the turkey.
Right. And the cops aren't going to enforce that.
Yeah, nah. Yep.
The people in this state, other than New York City, everybody hates Cuomo upstate.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
yeah. It's the idiots in Albany and New York
Right.
City
South
area
of Albany.
and Long Island.
Right. Everyone but Ray Kelly. He makes
Yeah,
sense.
everybody but and Paul. Don't forget Paul Davis.
Right,
Drum
Paul.
bum.
Yeah.
And maybe Carlos, but we know.
Uh-huh.
He's a libertarian. They're kind of
I like
weird.
Carlos. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Where is he anyway?
I haven't seen him in here yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
I usually see him over at Mitch's show and Ed's
Right.
show. He's always at Ed's show.
Yeah.
Thing is, you just, there's not enough time in the day. You can't watch everybody's
Yeah.
stream,
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
That's
then
how I am.
lately, I've been working when all the guys have streams, so I get to kind of pop in and pop out, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's,
Art, did you catch any of my stream a couple weeks ago after yours?
I think I went to one, either it was last week or the week before. I'm not sure.
Not the one you were in. It was the one after that. I
Yeah, I
had the
may
guy.
have watched. It was Adrian in that one.
Adrian was in there, but I had one of the drone pilots from The Walking Dead in there.
Oh yeah, I watched a few minutes of that. Yeah. Cool.
That's
He's a pretty
cool.
big FPV guy too.
Oh, cool.
He actually has set his uh, M600 up to fly FPV.
Oh man. Oh man.
He set it up so he has like a FPV view on his M600, and that's how he can get those maneuvers for The Walking Dead.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is cool.
You could slice and dice some zombies.
yeah.
There
He's
you
got
go.
20-inch props on that thing. You could probably slice anything you want.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ken likes to chop food with his drones. His Phantom 4. He uses that slow mo camera, and it's like that's kind of cool.
Plus,
Yeah.
they have that crazy flashlight. You could fry an egg with it.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I've actually seen him played with one of those things. They're pretty cool. You can melt plastic and
Yeah. Start a fire.
set paper on fire, and
Yep.
Blind somebody.
yeah, that's it.
Good. I'd
But
be
the-
afraid to hold one.
The battery
Accidentally.
pack on that thing is those like the big battery they put in the vape, big rechargeable ones. They
Yeah.
put in the vapes. It's like 6 of those.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like I think maybe 5. It's like 5 or 6 of those in a pack, and yeah, that's what they use to power that thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous amount of power. It's like
I
a
mean,
what?
the only legitimate use, I suppose, if you're trying to light up like a mountainside or something, but is like crowd control,
Yeah,
you know, or Ken show.
that's it. I
So
think Art's having a coughing fit over
Oh
there.
man, I just said.
you don't have the COVID, do you, Art?
Yeah. Cigar Nation is having a reloading and Second Amendment protests.
Good.
Sounds like a plan. What's up, AZ drone dude? I'll fill in while Art's trying to get rid of the coughing fit. What's up, Tony from Walsh Farms?
Walsh Farms, yeah. AZ Drone Dude, welcome to the show. Cool. You know, my friend James from My PI Dreamy, he suggested I should do some comedy, so I am. So, I'm going to talk about, you know, Mexico is starting their own TikTok platform. It's called TikToco.
That works.
Let me know when you start that comedy, Art.
You know why people are like car distributors?
Why is that?
Some are advanced and some are retarded.
This is true.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, he's here all week, you know.
You know, Art, you need to come up with like a drone comedy routine. Now that would be funny.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And did you hear that France is launching their own version of Facebook? It's called Me Oui.
Tinto said, Art, don't give up your day job.
Oh, and also France is starting their own version of Twitter called Parlez-vous. Yeah,
I
some
see
of
you
my
switched
humor
over
is
to
a little
Parler, Art.
subtle.
I joined Parlor myself.
I did
Give it
too.
a
I just
shot.
don't like
Yep.
the layout.
Yeah. I still haven't figured out Twitter though. To me, it's all like I get a million notifications. I don't know why. So it's like, and the same thing on Parlor.
Because you're following people?
I
You're
got a
like,
few
hey, let's
people I'm following,
retweet
but
to
only like
Michael
5.
like this. He's
I
like,
need to-
he likes life.
Right. I need to go into the settings and mess around. But
See,
I
yeah,
just don't.
that was the two things I didn't like about Parlor or MeWe because of the fact that it's basically like a Twitter or
Parlor's more like Twitter, where MeWe is more like Facebook.
well, I wouldn't even say MeWe was like Facebook. I would say it would be like a old school chat room or like a message board.
Oh yeah, more like MySpace.
Almost before that, like MySpace had
Oh,
a better platform
CompuServe.
than that.
right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there you go.
Oh, a BBS board. There we go.
Yeah, like a
Hmm.
message board type thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to use anything except these, you know, I don't know what your politics are, Mike, but anything besides these left wing. And here we are on YouTube. But,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. I don't know how political you want to get, Art, but been a rough week.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And we're still
But,
counting.
yeah.
1, 2.
Well,
Georgia's
Well,
recounting
did you
again.
hear Big Bird just arrived in Georgia?
was it
Yeah,
going
he's
to
helping them
Teach him
count
how to
the
count.
votes. Yep.
help him count and kill a groundhog while he's there?
They need to get instead of Big Bird, they needed to get the count. That's
Oh
who they needed to
yeah.
get.
There. Oh whoa.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good, Mike.
I have my moments occasionally. I'm no art.
Well, except where Mike lives, Mike over there, it's called Y'all Tube.
Pretty much.
Yep.
That's cool.
There ain't nothing out here but snakes, alligators, and critters.
Yeah. Where are you, Mike?
I'm in southeast Georgia, right on the edge of the Okefenokee Swamp.
Okay, so wow. So you're right near the coast then.
Yeah, I'm between the Okefenokee Swamp and the coast.
Wow.
Like if I go 10 minutes down the road, I'm in the Okefenokee Swamp. If I go 45 minutes down, I'm on Brunswick and St. Simons and Jekyll.
Cool.
That's cool. Well, I envy your warm weather. I don't envy your hot summers, but, you know, because it's got to be awful, but we get some wicked winters up here, man.
Honestly, like I used to live up in New Jersey, and I just couldn't do the cold. I really couldn't. I've got some back and knee injuries from when I was in the military, so that cold weather that damp cold just tears me up. So, I can deal with the heat better than the cold.
All right, let's welcome to the show the man who brings us hope all the way from Athens, Texas, Chris Hope.
All right.
Sounds like we're getting ready to rumble, Art. Let's get ready to rumble. You
I
can do
haven't
that
heard
pretty
that
good.
forever.
Wait, Rumble, isn't that a new app?
Probably is kind of like parlay,
Right, something.
parlor, or something like that. How you guys doing? Good to see you, Mike.
We're
Good
doing
to see you, Chris.
You too, Mike.
What's up?
Art, you doing all right, little boy?
I'm doing all right. Just trying not to get blown away by the wind this afternoon.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yep.
You low enough to the ground, though. It shouldn't bother you too bad, Art.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. You know, you tall guys. I worry about you tall guys. You know, because you got that high profile going.
Hey, Rick, it hit me in the head today and knocked me for a loop, man. We got the south wind today, so I know a pretty good norther's coming, and I think it's supposed to hit here about 3 in the morning.
Right, right.
It's supposed to be about 60 tomorrow for a high, Mike.
Oh, jeez. I think tomorrow here is supposed to be in the 40s for the high.
Hello, everybody in chat. Steve, Ray, Mike, Brother Bob.
Then we got Michael Wright and who else? John Olson. All right, another Swede. Welcome to the show.
Mr. Rick Halbert. Good to see you, Rick.
Rick Halbert. Yep.
Yeah, it's been, for us, we've been in this low mid-70s last 2 weeks, and today it brought the humidity back.
Well, Chris, it's going to be high as 83 here tomorrow, and the low is 53. and tomorrow the high, or Monday the high is going to be 70 and the low is going to be 43.
You can deal with that. I can deal with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
actually no, Monday night's going to suck because I'm working overnight shift, so I'm going to be out in it.
Man, just find your corner, crawl up in, and go sleep.
Hey,
Yeah,
Bob
so
Casey, I am in Waycross actually. Bob just asked if
we,
I was close to Waycross. I live in Waycross.
You got a good crowd tonight, Art.
There
yeah,
you go.
we're
Good
up to
crowd. Good bunch.
27. Cool, cool.
Good bunch of folks, man.
Yep.
Can't beat them with a
Uh,
stick.
well, here we've been in the low 20s, and today we got up to 45. Very windy today. Yesterday we were in the low 60s, and but luckily low humidity, so I didn't have to scrape any frost off.
Yeah.
We haven't had a real good killing frost yet. We've had enough to turn the leaves on the trees, and the wind the last 2 days took care of the leaves.
Hmm.
So down
many-
there, Chris, the leaves fall off just like up here, just later on.
Yeah, I cleaned my yard last weekend, and Tuesday morning you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta welcome all the way from Lipa City, Philippines. Let's welcome to the show James from My PI Dream.
Hey, James. How's
Hey,
everybody?
good morning. I guess good afternoon and good evening to all you guys out there.
Magandang
Good to see
umaga.
you.
Magandang umaga to you too. We just got done with the breakfast. I heard you. We've been watching you since you first came on. We were one of your. We didn't get it in as
We
quick
were
as Mike
waiting.
did from GFO Drone, but we got in one or two after that. I didn't want to think. I didn't want Mike to think that we're avoiding him because we didn't get to see him the last time, and he's been sending he's like he's turned into one of our most faithful viewers on our channel here. He's like every single day he makes a comment on here. So
I'm really enjoying that pool build, man. That thing's coming along quick.
oh, you're going to be shocked when you watch today's episode. I just uploaded it. It will go live. I think. Oh, let's see. What time did I make it go live? I think 10:30 our time, so it'll be 9:30. I think it goes live 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. You're going to be shocked when you see it. I'm not going to give you any spoilers or anything like that.
You surprised me the other day because I was sitting there at work and it popped up and I was like, man, this usually doesn't show up till I get home.
Yeah. Well, it was because we had the typhoon that came through. I heard
Right.
Art talking about the winds going through there, but I guarantee it's nothing like the winds that we've seen here over the last 3 weeks. But we were down for the last typhoon, the third typhoon that hit us in 3 weeks, and that was a Category 3. But luckily, that last one traveled to the north of us, so we didn't get the brunt of it. But if you saw the pictures, did you see the pictures that I put on there? Manila, all the flooding up in Manila.
I started to get to watch it and didn't get to watch the full thing because I got tied up at work.
Oh yeah, we have one of my Rotarian members here. He belongs with the armed forces, and he goes on deployments. And when he goes on to deployments, they do humanitarian relief. And he showed some of the pictures from some of the places that he's visited, and it was surprising. When you look at some of the houses, I think people are going to miss it. I looked at it when I first looked at the pictures, and I saw water up like about this high on the porch. I said, oh, that's not too bad, until I realized and I saw the electric poles right next to the porch. That's the second story. So it's covered. It's completely went through the first floor and was up to the second floor with about 6 or 12 inches on the second floor. So a lot of real devastation from this last one.
Let's say hello to Mel 400 AGL. Just popped in. Welcome,
What's up,
welcome, Mel.
Good evening, Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Melvin.
Hey,
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 you guys hear me?
yeah,
Yes,
you're
sir.
a little low.
hey.
Well, I'm wondering what's up
So
with
James,
that.
I've been studying up on some of the traditions and some of the things about the Philippines. You probably know about this. The word is doom. Honey,
Dune.
where's my shirt? Dune. Where they use their lip. That's how they point.
Yeah, I know the lip move.
Dune.
Yeah,
Honey,
Ness doesn't.
where's my shirt? Dune.
Yeah, Ness doesn't do
And
that.
then-
She's
no,
pretty. But I.
not over there. Dune. And then she'll
You know
walk
what I-
over and
Yeah.
she
That-
won't
the lip-
even
yeah.
look. Pull the shirt out. Is this the shirt you're looking for? So there's
Hey.
my Philippine humor for the day.
I've been missing Mel's Wolfman Jack voice. You got to talk a little bit more, Mel. I miss hearing that.
Wolfman Jack.
I actually know who that is. He was Belvedere, North Carolina, where he lived. I actually lived there for a little bit,
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
where he was from.
You guys remember watching the Midnight Special?
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
Back in the day?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
Midnight
you have to
Special.
remind us how old we are, Mike?
Yeah. Well, I think it was Midnight Special. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was one. They all came on around 1973, 74, 75 period. But there were several music type events that went on. They came on late at night, and I think it was Midnight Special, but I'm not sure. And they did something called simulcast. It was before the internet. It was before. And what they did was, while you were watching it on TV, they were simulcasting the audio signal on an FM radio station.
Oh,
So-
right.
So what I used to do, it was either that or one of the other, music band programs that they had on there. So I remember my dad was so angry at me because we were sitting in there. He says, "Why do you have the stereo on and the TV on at the same time?" And I'm like, to try to explain to somebody who's 20 plus years older than me, that grew up in that generation, why I want to hear this in stereo. It was a losing battle. So I gave him a brief intro on it, and it's like, he's like,
Actually, trying to tell-
kids these days.
Trying to tell a millennial why you want to hear it in stereo. They listen to music off their iPhone speakers.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
we come from the day of receivers, and stereos. It mattered,
A&M and F&M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Don Kirshner's rock concert?
Rock concert. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was rock concert did it in simulcast. I
Yeah.
don't remember. It was one of but it was the same. It was like the same year. They both came out about the same year.
Yeah.
That became very popular.
Jim said American Graffiti movie too.
Right, Wolfman was in that,
Yes.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
I think Ness. I think either was it Midnight Special? You ordered all the DVDs. Yeah. Ness. Because she's a few years younger than me, and she grew up in the Philippines, so she wasn't aware of that. But she saw I started watching some recorded episodes, and then when you watch these things late at night and they have all these infomercials and stuff like that. Well, one came up for the Midnight Special for order the entire collection of Midnight Special, and you really got to keep my wife away from those infomercials because she believes everything they say on there. Yeah, she's sitting here laughing because she knows it's so true.
Yeah.
She's the worst person to be sitting in front of those commercials. Advertisers love people like my wife because they're like, she buys it all. Yeah,
Get a CD for a penny.
but wait,
There's
But
more.
wait, there's more.
Like the Ron
It
Cole
slices and
fish
dices and
fish
makes
pocket.
Julian fries.
What was the CDs they used to advertise all the time? It was like the love music and the what was the name of them CDs?
I
It was like a
remember
CD.
some.
It was like a CD set.
Oh yeah, it was K-Tel.
Was it
K-Tel
K-Tel?
Records.
Yep.
But
And
I think
CBS also had
might be
one.
referring to
You got records for a penny.
Yeah.
Well, no, this was like the CDs.
Hey, Jim.
With like the different love music, and it was like Luther Vandross after they put it on CD when CDs first became popular. It was like an infomercial, and they would list all the different songs, and you would get like a CD set.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be start your collection now.
Yeah,
You know, and back in
exactly.
the old days, remember the record clubs? For a penny, you would
I
get
oh
this,
I was with Columbia.
Columbia
That's
Record
exactly
Club.
right,
I was
everybody.
with-
The Wolfman coming right at you right now. Just come to KTEL Records for a penny. You can get this record. I tell you what, you get the whole album set.
Yeah, yeah. I was a sucker for that. I loved music when I was growing up, and I was a member of a couple, Columbia, and there was another record company that was out there that
Did you get
I-
LPs or 8 tracks?
Oh no! Well, I got the LPs, and then what I did after a while, because I tell you, I enjoy music so very much, and I can't really do it today because my hearing is so bad. But what I used to
What?
buy, you remember the half speed masters that they used to do? It was an album. It was called Half Speed Master, and what they did is when they recorded it onto the actual platter itself, it's recorded with a technique that's half the speed and is supposed to make it a higher quality. Whether I really noticed it or not, I fell for that craze too. It wasn't a big craze because they charge you. It was like, 30, 40, 50% more than the standard size of an album. But I'm sure there's somebody that remembers the term half-speed mastered for albums way back when.
So what speed did you play it back at?
Well, you play it back normally, but the recording
Okay.
process, so that it doesn't lose any of the fidelity on there.
Right,
They
yeah.
did it slower. And if you had a regular stereo system inside, you would never know the difference, you know. But if you were like a audiophile, and you had like all this really esoteric type of a stereo system, you could notice the difference. And one of the things that I did, I carried those with me. I was actually stationed in Europe for 7 or 8 years, and while I was over there, I used to go to the big audio stores. I don't know, was anybody here over in Europe when Mainz Castell down at Frankfurt Air Base was open? I don't know if any of you guys remember that.
Darn, I missed
But I would drive 8 hours to go searching for really good stereo equipment. So Mainz Castell, what they did is all of the really high-end stereo technology companies had a business on the airbase. It was a certain section of the airbase that was set up aside, and they had stalls inside there. And they offered things that you would not normally find in your regular store. So if you wanted like Marantz, or if you wanted, any of the real high-end stereo systems, you would go down there.
Card.
Yeah, Harman Kardon.
Kardon.
I was a big DBX guy. I love DBX equipment, their audio processing equipment. As a matter of fact, I shipped it over here because it's dual voltage. I have a DBX preamp, an amplifier. I have like a 32 band equalizer.
I got rid of all that stuff. I had a bunch of that kind of stuff when I was in the Air Force.
Yeah, well, I had all that stuff, but now my hearing is so bad, I can't really appreciate it. And I've lost a lot of hearing at certain frequency ranges. So now, for me, these smaller systems, like the small Bose, modular, compact, that's fine, and it's actually good quality and takes up no space. I like that right now. So that's what we've done here at the house.
Yeah, the smaller stuff really has come a long way. But once in a great while, I still have a regular receiver out there, 100 watts, and a couple of clip speakers. And I don't crank it so much, but you hear things that you don't necessarily hear, off of a little Wi-Fi speaker or something. And just once in a great while, I just gotta crank up the whatever, But I gotta watch the hearing.
You just watch for playing the hairband stuff backwards. You get all those demonic messages. Any of you guys ever play with a 3D printer?
Nah.
No, I just called Mel. Hey,
but
Mel. Or
somebody did a
call
live
Dennis.
stream on.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Brent?
Huh?
Didn't Brent do a live stream of 3D printing something the other day?
Uh-uh.
I think it was Brent.
Yo, Matt.
Hey, Matt, that would be me.
Oh,
Matt,
you did?
hey, Jim.
That was
Yeah.
Mel.
I was
Okay.
printing a 10-inch tablet adapter for the Mavic Air 2 or Mavic Mini 2 controller to
Okay.
be able to hold a 10-inch tablet. What do you think of that, Chris? It looked like a V8
Oh.
engine block to you?
It looks
cool.
like a White Spirit 16 SGTB to me.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
It's made to hold a regular RC motor,
Yeah.
Oh,
okay? Right? So the motor would actually go in this way. A couple of holes out front here where the wires would come out. That way you can have your drive shaft come out the rear of the block like it should.
Nice.
This motor is one of the motors for that boat that I'm building.
oh,
I have
cool.
2 of these, they're identical. The problem is this is the direct print from the plan that I got off Thingiverse, and it fits the can perfectly. But the motor has to be copper wrapped and water cooled.
Oh,
Oh,
That means
Ah,
it will no
You gotta-
longer fit in,
ah,
yeah.
right?
yeah.
So I had to upscale it.
oh,
There you
that
go.
is-
There you go.
Okay. And that made the holes bigger, so the wires actually fit out through. But now I can feed the lines through it, and I can actually put the water-cooled engine in, right? But there's a bunch of other parts that go on a motor, right? A lot of you guys know motors, right? Motorheads? Any motorheads, Chris?
Yep.
What do you need on this motor?
Well, let's see here. Your
You-
motor
you
is
get
water cooled.
manifold.
Yeah,
You got to have an in and an out.
and this one will be water-cooled.
You got to have an in and out for your water. That's
Yeah.
right.
There's going to be that. What about it needs a good intake on it, right?
Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
the intake is printed separately. And because I upsized the block,
You upsized the intake.
I had to upsize the intake. Now,
Mhm.
I just pulled this off the printer 10 minutes ago. I don't even have all the support material because between the riser and the bottom of the manifold, you'll actually be able to see through there once I get all the support material out.
Cool.
But
Nice.
you guys get to witness the first time putting it together. Will it fit? Look at that.
Cool.
So now the block will have the intake setting on it,
Cool.
Cool.
actually
That sounds
that way.
awesome.
And
hey,
then
Mel.
all the front stuff, the pulleys and the belt and all that stuff will all be 3D printed. So these electric motors that are going to be in my boat are going to have what looks like an actual V8 engine sitting in there.
Nice.
Awesome.
And anybody
Awesome.
who needs anything 3D printed, let me know. I can hook you up.
Well, I tell you, I need something like that out here. I need a 3D printer out here because a lot of things you can't find over here. It's really difficult to get things in the Philippines. And if you had, and Mel, since you're the expert, I'm a little familiar with it, but I don't know. I'm not definitely by far no expert on that. You were talking about the plans. You can download plans. Can you talk a little bit about how you get the plans? Because a lot of people think, oh, I got a printer. How am I going to build something?
Can we put that on hold for just a few minutes because we are 1 hour into the show and it's time for Toffee Trivia.
Uh-oh.
You can win a box of Enstrom's almond toffee for this question that I will give out, and the first person in the chat who gets the correct answer wins the toffee. Sadly, this is only for U.S. residences. Sorry, James. It'd be too expensive to ship over to the Philippines and to Canada. Anyway, so the question is, this is a sciencey question. Anybody who's into rocketry, there are two different types of propellant for launching rockets. Number one, you've got solid rocket boosters. Number two, we've got liquid propellant, and there's two different kinds of propellant. All right, name the liquid fuel propellant. It's the type where two different liquids come together and they spontaneously combust. It is called, and what is that?
Is that oxygen and nitrogen?
No, I'm talking about the scientific term. What is it called?
Oh,
Ten Toes got it.
Ten Toes got it?
Hypergallic.
Yes, it is. Ten Toes, congratulations. You are the winner.
woohoo! Way to go!
There you go, Ten Toes.
I kind of figured he would get that. Yep.
That's why I come here for the education, Art. I tell you,
It's never
The
ending.
education and the comedy.
You can get smart and listen to art.
Ooh, you're a poet and didn't know
That's
it.
the
good.
poetry.
That's good, Chris.
Y'all watch out. I could have some more.
Oh boy!
You know, you can send me a pizza if you want.
I got your address. You never know, Art. You never know, buddy. Just hang on to your hat.
James never heard about that story. On another live stream where Chris was one of the cohorts in the live stream, he played a trick on one of the other panelists.
No, it was a sincere gesture. It turned into a joke. It turned into the best joke that I've ever been
Yes, it
involved
did.
with.
It was so funny.
It was sincere
Chris
to a point.
lives in
Put it that way.
Texas, and Ron lives in South Dakota. Chris called up Pizza Hut and ordered a pizza for Ron. And unbeknownst to Ron, he hears this knock at the door during the live stream,
Oh my
and he
God!
sent the pizza back.
Because Ron, an hour earlier, had ordered himself and his girlfriend a pizza from the same pizza joint.
Oh,
And he
man.
thought they made a mistake. So I'm sitting there, I give the wink when I get on the air. And, hey, man, okay, good deal. Ron comes back. We're all laughing. He's gonna walk in with a pizza, some drinks, and a chocolate chip cookie. Ron comes back and said, "Man, you ain't gonna believe this. These dummies just sent me another pizza. They had my name and phone number and everything. He sent it back.
Said he didn't order it.
Said he didn't order it. And I
Said
said,
you
"No,
already brought one.
You didn't order it. I did, buddy. Me. You need go look up Matt Northeast and go watch his show from back in September.
That's hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I've laughed at that. I've watched it 4 or 5 times and laughed, cried
That's
every time.
hilarious.
That's hilarious.
And then Ron, I got a hold of the guy, James, and the guy brought the pizza back. Well, Ron brought him in to the live stream.
Because you had already paid for it,
I'd
right?
already paid for it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man.
all. That's all. I have to go back and look at that one.
Yeah, look it up. It's funny.
Yeah, I bet.
A bunch of these guys were in the live stream. We all laughed. We laughed about it today.
Yeah,
Well, was it as funny as Art's jokes earlier today?
it was funnier.
I don't want to run Art down since it's his channel, but yes, they were.
Good night,
Well-
Chris. Welcome to the show. Okay, we'll get rid of him. So
Oh man.
there he is.
Oh.
He got
Well,
moved.
I missed his jokes earlier. Art is a comedian, and I've seen him live and in person before. So
Well, just as long as he doesn't tell any monkey banana jokes tonight.
Oh. Keep-
You know, we had to explain that to Jim Boyd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
didn't get it.
it just didn't
And
resonate.
that was funny.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Art did. He's got a little bit of segregation going on here right now. You notice the guys on the top are all clean up here, and all the guys on the bottom, we have a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit of
that's
action going down. You notice that?
Yeah.
I don't know, Art. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what it is?
The gimps are on top
The
and on the
gimps, the
corners
all
too.
the good-looking guys got to support the weight there.
So Mel, you want to share a picture here?
Well, somebody was asking how to find stuff for the 3D prints, how to find the plans,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll be right
well,
back, guys. Excuse me.
and that's easy to do. I'm going to make this up full screen. This is a
Okay.
website called Thingiverse,
Oh
Thingiverse.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've browsed
And-
through there a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, you just type in whatever you want to look for, like, well, let's just use V8 engine for example, and you'll find hundreds upon hundreds
Yeah, I see hundreds of blank.
of different kind of
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. There you go.
V8 engine things that you can print with a 3D printer.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Some of them are working models that have a crank that you can actually turn, and they've got cutaways, and you can watch the cylinders, pistons go, and valves move, and depends on how extravagant you want to get. But they make different sizes. Like here's one that it's made for a display. Of course, that's real small. You could scale it up and make it bigger. This one is a crankable one that you turn, and the pistons would all go up and down in the cylinders, kind of for a teaching aid or whatever. But they make them for models. Like I'll get this one blowed up here. So
Cool.
if you wanted to build this for a model car, and then they give you all a photo of all the parts that you're going to actually end up making,
That's
every bit of it, and you download all the plans, and then you load it onto your 3D printer into your slicer. You load it into your slicer first, and then put it on the 3D printer. Now see, here's one with a twin turbo setup.
oh cool.
Now I could probably print that and modify that to go on top of that intake manifold I just made and showed you guys, and
Right.
make these boat engines that I got look like they're twin turbo.
Cool.
So here's the actual printed part, and I could put that right on top of my intake that I currently have, and it would look like it's twin turbocharged. Another search like
How about Wankel engine?
Wankel.
A circle.
There you go.
There you
There's a
go.
Wankel right there. Yeah.
Yeah, Ken Heron like that one.
You ought to print Ken up a couple of them where you carry them around with you.
Oh, one with a crank so he can actually spin it and watch it go.
Yeah.
How about Mavic Air 2?
Good night, Matt.
So
How did that work?
Oh, cool.
here's all the stuff.
Really?
There's Mavic Air extended legs. Here's different kind of tablet mounts for Mavic Air. Mavic Air 2 prop holders, controller guards, camera mounts, and battery storage boxes.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's page after page of
Yeah, I
of
see that.
things.
Yeah.
DJI Mavic Air keychain, you know,
Mm.
a stand to put your Mavic Air on to display it. Different kind of controller mounts,
Mike B. Hello, bud.
Cool.
extended landing legs for the Mavic Air 2. All this stuff is all 3D printable, and you can download the plans for free and do it.
Do they
Right.
ask for a donation, Mel?
Some ask for a donation, but mostly it's like Thingiverse says, hey, you like this, tip the guy that made it,
Hmm.
Mm,
Um,
nice.
most of it's just free. Everybody knows that you put it up there, people are going to use it, but pick a topic, something that you,
So, Mel, what if you wanted to create something totally unique and on your own?
if I wanted to create something totally unique and on my own, I
Can you?
would go right here to this CAD drawing program, and you'll see page after page after page of stuff that I have.
Okay.
Cool.
So basically, you just have to drop it in an AutoCAD and then make it.
Yep. So here's the heron bird, right?
Oh,
Here's
Okay.
here's I made these for Ken. Keychains,
oh, cool.
and it's all cut out and ready for a key. Uh, this
That's
is
pretty cool.
this is the controller for Bob Casey that he should have in the mail by Monday. I made that look like with black stripes and gray center and stuff for his Mavic Air 2 controller.
Wow.
Cool.
So Mel, when you put these on your 3D printer, what is the material that the printer actually cuts into? Is it like a polymer or plastic?
It doesn't cut. That's the thing about a 3D printer, is it does the same thing that a CNC machine does, except instead of taking material away, it adds material.
It adds material. Oh,
It
I didn't
adds
know that.
material. So it starts at 0 and creates something. And I can show you real quick how that works. If you guys remember a couple of videos I did with Ken Heron, we were experimenting with making a mount adapter that you could mount a Osmo Pocket in and put it on an Osmo handle, the Z-axis handle.
Right.
This is what that design was that I came up with, and I designed that based off of the Osmo Pocket and so forth. But
Well, I'm interested in you showing how it's actually done, because I think the early
Okay.
the early adaptation of the 3D printers, you had a block, right? The early, and they had like a drill or a little cutting
not,
tool that went around.
not a
No.
3D printer.
Not a
would
3D
be-
printer,
That
huh?
would be a CNC machine.
A CNC,
printer.
okay.
And
Yeah,
the
that's what
3D
I'm
printer
familiar
has
with.
a plastic filament that goes through, and as the filament goes down, it uses that filament to build up your project.
So does it
Yeah.
like melt it? Does it like melt the,
Yeah, it's
the
got-
filament?
Yeah.
It's got
It heats it up so it's pliable, and then it just goes around with. Hold on.
I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that,
Okay.
that
Yep.
teach you about
So-
something like that. But this,
Come up on there.
here's
I had a total different impression about how the 3D printer actually worked. I was thinking more like you said, the CNC.
put it back up there, Art.
Okay.
This is-
Alrighty.
Did you let me share it again.
Hey, Mel, have you seen they have a 3D concrete printer now?
3D concrete printer.
Yes, they're actually 3D printing houses, concrete.
Is it coming through, Art? No, I've not seen that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was just
hold on,
watching
hold on.
a tech
There we
video
go.
on it the other night.
Okay, are you seeing this now?
Yeah.
This is the slicer program. This is one of my slicers. This is the software that makes your item after you make it. This is what makes it come to life so that the 3D printer can read it. And what you end up with is, excuse me. So here's a mock-up of the tool making the part. So when you print something from 3D, you have a spool of plastic fed into a heater with a little tiny 0.4 millimeter nozzle, and you have a clean bed. And then as the print gets made, Come on, play. I guess it's not going to play. But
There
the
you
tool
go.
comes in and starts. Yeah, I'm doing it manually. So the tool comes in and lays tiny hair-size layers of plastic until it builds all the way up and completes your item that you wanted to build.
And it's a smooth finish. There's no other finishing that has to be done after the model is made.
Depends on the level of finish that you want. Like, let me close that. Stop sharing.
Hey, Bill.
Hey,
Here's a-
Metro Drones. Thank you for
Whoa,
that
Bill.
super chat.
Here's a-
Thank you.
This is
$20, Bill. Metro
A tool
Drones.
that I made for bending copper. Okay, so I put the copper in here and lock it under that edge, and then I just start twisting it, right?
Yeah.
And I bend it to that radius. But you can see that's nearly perfectly smooth.
You just have to break away the buildup material, right, Mitch?
Well, on this one there wasn't any, because it built on this level. So as it builds and goes up, it only builds where you tell it to.
Okay.
So, but
Can you make a Dairy Queen curlicue? That's the next question.
can you hear that?
Yeah.
That's my fingernails rubbing over, so that tells you how smooth it is. I mean, that you can tell that there's ridges there, but they're so small that it feels smooth to the touch.
What temperature does that spool melt at now?
It starts melting at about 170 or 75 degrees Celsius.
So it's hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Burn you right now. And
Now,
Yeah.
what
I
about
run-
releasing it from the plate? Does it come right off, or do you have to break it away?
sometimes it's a little antagonistic.
Mhm.
Antagonistic.
Yeah. In other words, it's a bitch. Like this little manifold, this was kind of hard to get off the build surface, but I don't use a removable flexible build surface. I use a glass build surface. So I have to kind of be careful. But a lot of printers come with a flexible build surface that is attached magnetically to the build to the bed.
Right,
And then so you just peel that off and you go boing and it pops right loose.
right, okay.
These, using a glass one, you have to use a little spatula and kind of pry up under the edge of it and kind of get it to come loose. If it's something like this gets printed in this position, so the only place it's stuck is actually that ring around the very edge of this. Okay, so this, I just take my scraper tool and give it a little knock about here by the handle and it'll knock it loose.
Yeah, you have
But-
very little surface area on the base.
So,
Yeah.
so it depends on what you're printing and the profile of it and how big like if that surface right there, the flat part, if that was 8 by 8 square inches, it'd be a bitch to get off that glass top,
Oh yeah.
you know? But once you get the edge started, I mean, and I've had times where, like with this one, that's a pretty good size bottom surface. And I actually took it's a metal scraper, like spatula thing. I put it under the edge and I took another one and kind of tapped on it a little, to kind of give it a little coaxing to get it. But once it breaks, it just pops right loose.
Right.
It's sometimes getting it to break loose is another story. But you can get decent 3D printers nowadays for a couple $100, under
Yeah.
300.
Heck, I saw one for about $50 on Wish the other day that I was thinking about just seeing.
I wouldn't get. I would have to know what it was before I'd tell you get one for $50.
Yeah.
'Cause you get one for $50, you may as well just throw that money in the trash or put it in the mail and and put a stamp on it, throw it in the envelope and a mailbox, and whoever gets it gets it.
Yeah.
Tammy
Unless
says
it
put her
prints
address
money.
on it. um, but and you can get different quality printers, and you can get different styles of printers. They have enclosed printers that keep everything inside, like an inside chamber, keep it warmer. Some printers work better that way, depending on the material you're printing. If you're printing ABS, you want that ventilated because that smells real bad. You want to have that printer out in the garage or have it ventilated with a fan blowing it out the window or something if you got it in the house. Lots of different things.
What's the printers that build in the tray of liquid?
That's ultraviolet. It's a certain resin, and it starts in one spot and it makes the shape, and then ultraviolet light cures it, and then it raises up and cures it and raises it, so it just keeps building out of the resin.
Oh,
Yeah, because I
resin
knew
print.
that one built that way.
Yeah, that one actually builds upside down. They also have them where the nozzle is stationary and the print surface moves down rather than the nozzle move up. Both of my printers are pretty large. I bought pretty large scale printers. I bought a ANET E10, I think it was, which is 400 millimeter cubed. I can print something up to 400 millimeters square.
Wow.
And when you take what that measurement looks like, that right there, so from my wrist, so the palm of my hand basically is 100 millimeters. So if you ran 4 hands, that'd be 400 millimeters, and I can do that square and high.
Now, how much of that that roll does that use to build something that large?
It would depend on if it was just a box or is it got a bunch of stuff in that area. Like this is 99% hollow. Okay, so I can look in my slicer and tell you exactly how many meters of filament this oversized engine block took, because it tells me remove.
Oh, okay. It'll tell you how much you need to put in there in your slicer.
Not only does it, well, it's a spool, so you just hang the spool and the unit draws from the spool as you're going.
Right, almost like a sewing machine.
Yeah, it's continuous feed. Big V8 file, big V8 import, open. This spool, prepare to print, okay, is going to take 14 hours, 57 minutes to print.
Wow.
And it's going to take 29,882.5 millimeters of filament. It's going to be 89.84 grams, and I've got a material cost of $4.13. That's based on my calculation of what a millimeter of material costs.
So for a question being, you're talking about the spool. Does the printer have a mechanism in place, like a safety mechanism in place? If you run out, say you run out of your element, your spool, will it stop? Will it stop, and can you continue once you reload?
Some printers do. This printer that I'm using right now has warnings. It's got sensors that the filament flows through at the extruder, so that when that runs out, it stops the process and lets you know that, I don't know if it beeps or what, I've never let it run out, so I can't tell you that, but I know that it stops the process and allows you to add filament and then restart the print where you left off.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and
That
most
would-
of them have a power failure protection where if they lose power, they'll just stop right there, and then once you power it back on, it'll start over from where you left off.
So I guess one of the other big questions that I have is your total cost of investment that you have inside here. So what's the normal and average price of an average level 3D printer? And then what's the average, like a spool, when you buy a spool of your filament, what does that go for? So what would I expect to spend if I wanted to get into this hobby?
Depending on how many spools of filament you want to buy to start, spool of filament you can spend anywhere from $15 to $30 on one spool, depending on what kind it is and who makes it and so forth. An average 3D printer, like let me see, maybe I can tell you like really quickly. Let me go to Amazon just for grins and type in CR10. Whoops, 10. Enter. Come on, give me a 0. CR10S. This is one of the newest printers. So the new CR10S Pro is $626. The regular 10S is $439. Creality is the name brand. If you go with an ANET, or A12, I think. An ENET A8 is 300 by 300 millimeter print size, and it's $239. You can get a smaller one, a 220 by 220 square by 240 high, for $139. So ANET is the Creality knockoff, the Creality copycat. And I have had really, really good luck with my ANET printer that I have at the other house at home. It's a 400 millimeter square printer, cube, but it only prints one color. The G-Tech printer that I have now actually has 2 extruders, so I can hang 2 spools of filament and print multicolor items all in one print, or blend those 2 colors from any level of 0 to 100% to 0 to 100% and get any color of mixture that I want in between for a third color, all in that same print. Which is how I made that one I showed you, the tablet holder for Bob Casey. It's got black on the edges, gray in the middle with his name written in black. I used black and white filament. Black for the edges and the lettering, and a 50-50 mix of the two to create the gray for the center. And it laid it down all in one print.
So I guess now that Art is a YouTube millionaire, maybe if we talk sweet to him, maybe he'll send those of us who don't have a 3D printer. Maybe, and I'll even pay for the shipping coming to the Philippines, Art, if you want to do that.
That would actually be more than the printer, probably.
Probably. Well, I will tell you. I just went on Amazon.com because I can't remember the thing. Oh, I know for the pool. I'm looking for a variable speed pump because you can save up to 90% on your electricity bill on your consumption using a variable speed, such as the Hayward. They have this Hayward Omni VS something or another, and you can slow it down to almost nothing, and you can even use your phone or your tablet or your computer to program the speed that you want your return. So I went online on Amazon because I asked our pool contractor here, please see if you can get from your source of supply if you can get a variable speed, because they only know one speed, on and off of one speed. But I said, I know it's a normal in the U.S. That's the going thing now, is everybody's buying this because it's so cheap on energy, conservation of electricity. So he's supposed to be looking for that for me, but I went ahead and looked myself. I said, well, Amazon is so good. You can get something from Amazon in the U.S. shipped over here now in less than a week. That's how quick it's making it into the country, because I've been ordering lately. So I went on and I looked, and talking about shipping. So the Hayward variable speed pump that I was looking at, it was pretty expensive. It was like, I don't know, it was like $1,200 or something like that for the pump. But they wanted $700 for shipping, shipping and it's really not the shipping, it's the customs of what they base the custom on, because the customs is based on the value of the item that's inside. And it's like anywhere between 50 and 100% customs charges that they charge you coming into the country. So it's crazy. So that kind of prohibited me from doing that. So I'm going to still see if you can buy it over here.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Did you get your wheelbarrow fixed?
Bring it up to a bat.
What's that?
Did you get your wheelbarrow fixed?
I got the tire fixed. The tire's fixed, but the mounting clamp on there.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it rusted through. So yesterday I got a message from the daughter of the company. Her dad is the one who does all the metalworks, and he does all the welding and orders everything. And they're really good. They're the ones who did all of our ironworks here. Our stair railing, our gates, everything around here.
Yep.
And they said to make sure it's exactly right, if I just bring the wheelbarrow down to them, they can cut it out really quick, and they can go ahead and mount it and totally fix it on there. I sent
Now,
them.
see, that's the thing there. If you make sure your wheelbarrow axle is on the bottom of your handles, you could 3D print a bearing holder and fix it yourself.
Well, it's not the bearing. What it is, it's the mounting bracket that the
Well, that's
axle
what I
goes
mean.
through. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing. It's a bracket. As long as you put the arm for the wheelbarrow on top of the axle
Ah.
instead of under, so that the axle is holding the weight of the load, you could make the bracket with a 3D printer.
So there you go, Art. When you send in me my 3D printer, man.
I'll drop you my address too.
But yeah, so that's I just got to drop it off over there. It'll take him maybe 30 minutes to an hour to have that totally done and brought for me. I gave him the design, and I didn't realize, we were talking about when you had your micrometer out there earlier, your little measuring device. I'm still having some issues sometimes going between the metric system and our inches, and sometimes I have problems. And because normally I do everything in centimeters, so when I measured it and I showed it on my video, only one viewer caught it, made a comment in the comment section. They said, you put on here 870 millimeters. He said, that's really big for a little bracket. That's like 3 feet something. And I was like, oh, I made a mistake. I added a 0. So everything I gave to them over at the welding shop was like, said 87. I put 870 for 320. I put 320 instead of 32. She said, we caught that. We knew that was wrong. So
Yeah, your decimal point was in the wrong spot.
yeah. But I'll be honest with you, I like the metric system over inches, because I'm a carpenter, and we use, 1/8, 1/16, 32nd, 64s, and it doesn't, when you're doing long and you have to add things up and all together, sometimes it gets really complicated. The metric system, it's a 0. It's a 1 and a 0. That's all it is. It's so easy.
It's funny how we never switched over.
Yeah, I know.
They made a big push for it back in the 70s,
Yep, I
and
remember
somehow it
that.
just never happened.
And pretty much everybody else went to it. It's a scientific notation, all the science world uses that. I don't know why we stuck with that. I really don't. Well, probably because of our heritage. Our heritage comes from the UK. That's the first boatload, and they still use that. They still use that over there. So we're
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it's like 400 years ago, around this week, that the Mayflower landed. 1620.
You see, this is why I come to your channel, Art. Because it's not just about drones. It's about history. It's about 3D printers.
Yep.
It's about drones. It's about building a swimming pool in the Philippines.
And you learned a new word, hypergolic.
Right.
That's right.
Yep. Don't
Yeah,
mix
I'm
that
gonna drop that in
alcohol
the
with
comments.
that
O2.
nitric acid. Boy, that'll make a boom.
And I keep looking at your comments over here. Ten Toes over here, the one that won your little gift there earlier. He's like the Wikipedia of our drone solution channel over here. Did you see all the things he keeps popping in?
Yeah.
They are now. They're all metric now.
Well, Art, I'm getting ready to bug out, sir.
All right, Mike. Good
Hi,
to
Mike.
have you.
Good to have
Take
you.
care.
And
I'll
I
catch y'all next week.
have to do the same because the pool guys are actually here,
Pool guys are here.
and I'm kind of ignoring that, and I can't. And you'll see when you watch the episode that loads up in about.
And don't forget the drone
Maybe
this
it's-
time.
I did. It's in there, and I did it for you, and I mentioned you in that you scolded me for not doing that, and I actually flew it, and the wind popped up, and it was raining, and I still flew it for you, Art. I sacrificed my DJI Phantom 4 for you yesterday.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
thank Steve Mack. Thanks to everybody. Mike, I'll see you on the
man.
channel.
See you,
All right,
bud.
man.
Cheers.
Take care,
Thanks, James.
James.
Thanks so
You guys
much.
have a good night, y'all.
You too,
See you, Mike.
Mike. Good to see you.
Take care, buddy.
See y'all.
Safe day at
Good
work.
night.
Oh, I thought they'd never leave. Anyway,
Well, you should have waited because I'm getting ready to go next. See, then you could have
Uh-huh.
included me in that group.
I'm gonna bug
well,
out
hey,
too, man.
Mel, thanks for popping in, giving us all that information on 3D printing.
Well, yeah, if anybody needs anything 3D printed, there's several
Yeah.
people, in fact, in chat that come in quite regular that do 3D printing.
Okay.
Jody, drone
yeah,
shots.
you're giving me ideas.
You-
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
last
I
thing I
might
need to
need
do is
3D
give you
print.
ideas. Pull handles for your drawers. I mean, okay, that
Yeah.
didn't sound right. Cabinet
You know,
drawer
You
pull
might
handles.
get wedgie that way. Huh.
It's funny, Mel, though, like with me with my disability way back when I got hurt, they make us in occupational therapy all kinds of like cuffs and plastic things. And they use this plastic that melts, becomes soft at a pretty low temperature, maybe, 80, 90 degrees, whatever it is, where it won't burn you when they put it on your hand. And it would, 3D printing, I would imagine, has opened up a whole new world
Oh,
in that department.
Well, I don't know I know that if I take my heat gun that I use for shrink wrap and stuff on wiring, I could turn this into a puddle in seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a really low melting temperature, but filament has an issue with retaining moisture. And the old thing about keep your powder dry, well, you have to keep your filament dry because filament with moisture in it will not melt and extrude out of the hot end correctly. It'll get water bubbles in it and it just gets all screwed up. So you have to
Hey,
keep
Ken.
it dry. So quite often, if I've had filament that's been sitting around a while, I'll throw it in the oven for a couple hours at about 170 degrees. And that'll draw all the moisture out of it. Then I can run it through the printer and it'll work. So
Right.
Cool.
I know 170 degrees doesn't melt it, but it makes it very pliable.
It's cool.
Cute.
Well, I'm about to head out too, Art. So you're gonna
All
get
right,
left alone
Mike.
here.
Always good to see you, and don't be a stranger.
Yeah,
Good to
thanks
see
for
you,
letting me in, man.
That's
good to see you,
awesome,
buddy.
Bob.
And,
Yeah, I need to know if it fits your controller and tablet or not. Kind of curious.
All right, Chris.
Thanks for the email, Art. Mike, Chris,
Mel,
we'll see you later.
Mel,
You bet. Take
good
care,
to see
Mel.
you, Mel.
you guys
Mike.
take care.
Good to
I'll
see you,
catch you
buddy.
later, Chris.
Art,
See you
thanks for
later,
having me, man.
All right. Well, Chris, thanks for coming in, and
Yes,
Mike,
sir.
everybody.
Everybody in the chat,
Good
good night.
show tonight. Oh, Dean, Miko Ghost is here. So, yeah, you had a good crowd in. We had about 30 people jump in. That was pretty cool. Chris, you'll have to show us your knife making skills. Do you do any Damascus work?
I do some, yeah, but I
Okay,
usually
cool.
buy the billet already, and then I shape it how I want it shaped,
Ah, okay,
or how
I
the
see.
customer wants it. I don't have a forge. I just don't. I don't. That's just
Ah,
more than what I want to fool with.
well, you'll get a lot of exercise out of that. I took an old file that my dad had, and this is when I was in high school, and I was about to make a knife out of it, and I got roughed out, and I never did finish it, and over the years it disappeared. So
Well, it's easier than when I was in high school because now I'm proud owner of a 2 inch belt grinder with different grits of sandpaper, and it's
there,
easier, and
yep.
it's still skill worthy, but it took a lot of the meticulous out of it. You still got to be
What
careful because I don't know how
what I
much
would
height I've lost.
like is a Damascus
Thank you.
version of that Chris knife, only instead of that big blade, make it maybe 6 inches.
It can
That'd
be
be
made.
kind of cool. Yep.
Now, Les with Exploration Obsession, Les is a knife maker.
Oh, okay.
He posted a video today on some of his stuff he does. Les
Well,
is a true bladesmith. I'm a bladesmith, but he's probably more of a bladesmith than I am.
okay. Yeah, I
I
watch
can
those.
make a knife. You can make a knife, but he makes a knife. He makes a good knife.
I watch
Yeah,
those videos
Rick
on
saw it.
YouTube on how to make take this old rusty knife and make it look brand new.
I have I get a lot of enjoyment out of restoring them because
Yeah.
I'll have people bring me a pocket knife is fun to restore, but man, it's tough because it's got little bitty pieces in a pocket knife.
Yep. Hmm.
And until you tear one apart, you don't know what you're getting into.
I got this pocket knife in a fishing box. I bought a lure box, and it was one of those big ones, those Planos that pops open, and it's got all these trays. And this was sitting in the bottom with 3 fillet knives. So I've got plenty of fillet knives for.
Is that a case?
I think it is. I cut my fingernails.
It looks like a
Uh,
case.
I think it is. Let me. I don't have my magnify.
I
I.
hear you.
Uh, it says something or. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Patent number 5.
I don't think that's a case.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
you might be right. I
there's a
used to
lot of
have one
lookalikes.
like this that was a white pearl handle, and well, this was when I was a little kid. My sister sucked her thumb with the pillow, and I took this to her pillow, and the knife disappeared. I was about 9 or 10 years old, and hey, where's that knife?
I hear you. Uh, this is I got it taped up. This is one I've been
What?
working on for 6 months. I've got the blade finished. I want to put I don't know what kind of handle. This is for me.
Right?
I don't have a knife. I've made several, but I've never kept one for myself.
Hmm.
And this is for me. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to kind of guard I want to put on it and what kind of handle.
Right?
I like a good stag handle, but I wanted
There
to
you
do some,
go.
I wanted to do something a little bit different with this one.
Well, with Ron, with all his hunting, he
Yeah,
could set you up with the piece
man,
of antler.
I have got so much. I don't need any more antler. I'm sitting here looking at. Oh, there's a box down here at the end of my shop that's probably got about 15 different kinds of antlers in it. And you know what, Art? You said that you take one of the tines off an antler and just hollow it out,
Yep.
and you can make it fit. and you can take that point and make it curl back that
Mhm.
way, or if you want it to curl up,
Mhm.
and it works pretty good.
Yeah. I've got one of those knife sharpeners that my dad had like for a million years. And yeah, he took a stag handle and he cut the end off where it goes to the skull. And that, anyway, he cut that off, hollowed it out, and he used that. And I still have that. It's in my kitchen drawer right now.
Right.
So, mhm.
Yeah, I got two or three I need to finish up before the end of the year. Somebody asked me if I'd donate a knife for a FFA banquet, and I've been doing it the last 4 or 5 years. So I got to. When do you want it? Well, we want it the 1st of December. Well, that's only 2.5 weeks away.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Mm-hmm.
I got to figure out something. I've actually got one that I may just give them and tell the guy, hey man, I had to donate your knife to somebody else. He'll be fine with it because it's going to a good cause.
Mm-hmm. Fly Zone drone quadcopters wanted to know how's the flying. Not very good today. It was pretty windy, and I think the last time I flew was last weekend when I took the Bugs 20 out for a flight to kind of do a review on that. And I'm not too impressed with it. Maybe I need to take it out again and just learn how to operate it. Maybe there's something in the controller that I need to do to get it to where I could unlock it to where okay, I get more distance away from me and a little more altitude and uh, instead of getting stuck at 80 meters, which is what, about 300 feet, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Did you fly your FPV drone yet? Last week you was going to. I didn't know if you had this week or not.
No, I haven't been able to. I've just been busy, uh, with work and stuff. So hopefully tomorrow I might, if it's nice out, I might fly the Tiny Hawk 2 in the apartment tomorrow. Oh, and I bought a Mobius 6/7, which is about the size of Tiny Hawk, and I got a pretty good deal on it, and I saw it on one of those Facebook drones for sale, and I saw this thing. Oh, okay. And I compared the pricing. Oh, that's not bad, and I got him to. He shipped it free, so I got a good deal on it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that.
I flew
Never
mine.
been flown.
Oh, good for you.
Yep.
I flew mine yesterday, and I had my first crash yesterday.
Uh-oh.
And it wound up being probably 700-800 yards from where I was at. So I had to go get my four-wheeler and go get it. I knew where it went down. I flew it. I flew it at about 5:30, which is about dusk, about sunset here. And I lost my video feed for some reason. I don't know why. But I knew where it was at when the video feed went, and then it come back on, and I seen it was upside down. So I just went and got my four-wheeler and drove across my pasture and went and got it.
Was that the Tyro that you just made? Okay.
Yeah. So it's been broke in, but I had 6 or 8 flights where I hadn't crashed it.
Oh, cool.
And I feel like I wouldn't have crashed it then, but I lost the video, and I don't know why. So. And I didn't get to fly today. I'll fly it tomorrow. Maybe it'll do the same. Maybe it won't do the same thing.
Does yours have the beeper on it?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the other thing about the Mobius. It's got a beeper on it.
Yeah. And the reason I found it is when I was going, I knew where it kind of went down. It's kind of like playing golf. You know where your ball's at, but you're not quite sure.
Yeah.
So when I got the four-wheeler and rode down the hill and then up the hill. And then the dogs, my neighbor's got some dogs. My place has got there's a bunch of houses on one side, and the rest of it's nothing but pasture and woods. And the dogs were raising Cain. I said, okay, I know where it's at now. And I shut the four-wheeler off, and I hit the beeper, and it's about 20 yards from where the dog was at. So now, Rick, I flew it again after that, actually. And it been a prop. I bent the prop back down, and I flew it again for about 5 to 10 minutes there around close, and then I quit because it's dark. Too dark to fly, but I wanted to fly, and I flew it. So it is what it is. That's why I built it to fly it. I didn't build it to sit in the box. Then I brought it home. Then I brought it home, put the air compressor, and blew it out.
After the first of the year, when I get good flying those other drones, I'll be brave enough to fly this guy.
That's a 5-inch or 4-inch, Art?
That's a 5-inch.
It's a 5-inch.
Yep.
I'm probably gonna get a 4 or 5 next one I get. I've been looking. I'm still having fun with this one, but I can see Carlos and them and Mitch a little smaller one, not a tiny hawk, and not a 3, but a 4 or 5. I think it would be a good one to. Would be a good one to play with.
I got this on a police auction website, and I shipped it to Mitch. And it turns out whoever put this together had the board in incorrectly, because the USB port and the SD port was on the front instead of the side. So he fixed that up for me, and he threw a camera on for me, sent it back, and go, hey. Oh, he even did a video of it flying. He flew it once, and
y'all seen him coach me through getting Betaflight into mine.
Yep.
Shoot, took that dude out the next day and lit her up, man. Go broker, go home. I put her up there.
Mobius will go up to 60 miles an hour, and it takes 2 of those, I think 450 batteries. And if you want to fly it indoors, you just use 1 battery, and then there's this special connector you got used to fly it indoors. Hope I'm not boring you, Chris.
No, man, all right, it's just been a long day, but no, I ain't bored. No, I've thank you, Rick Albert, for the radio, and thank Mitch for helping me get it set up. I built it about 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And but I've had 6 or 8 good flights out of it, and I've enjoyed it. I'll get some more. Actually, Dennis Lovelady made talking about 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, he made a deal to put on top of it, where I can put my GoPro on top of it.
Oh, okay.
Actually, with this mount.
Oh, okay.
So
well, I went on eBay and got a mount for this to hold a SJ cam on here.
I feel pretty
Those
good.
are like the cheapy versions of the. It looked like the Hero 5 Sessions.
There you go. That's what everybody likes because they're small and they're light.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna. I feel comfortable enough to put it on there and try it.
Us.
Yeah. Because I like the Cadix video, but it's not. You've seen it. I put 2 of them on YouTube. And I don't think I'll put a 3rd one on there because it's just grainy. It's a video,
is.
And people say, okay, he's flying FPV, and you can see what my goggles are saying on the screen.
Yeah.
That's fine, but man, I wanted to get into this and be able to fly with a GoPro of some kind,
Mm-hmm.
freestyle.
Yeah.
You know, the loops
Cinematic.
the loops and stuff are fine, and I like to do that too. But man, it's so cool to fly. Lawrence novice quads, flying the beach the other day with the track hose sitting out there in the beach digging out the surf. Oh, awesome. I wished I had somebody close that flew. I can't find anybody.
Well,
Jerry Carverly comes down to the lake every so often. Me and him are supposed to hook up. So.
Greg over at Oz by Drone had a video on that was really cool, where this guy flew down that waterfall. Did you see that last night?
I may have missed that one.
Man, that looked really cool. This guy was at some waterfall in the backwoods area, in Australia where he flew over the top of the waterfall and then he dove the waterfall almost right down to the bottom. Then you see it going out towards the stream, just right above it, maybe a foot or so. That looked cool. Oh, well, I guess Chris had enough of me. Hey, Chris, thanks for jumping in. Wow, that was, we did 2 hours. And I want to thank Bill Metro Drones. Thank you so much for that super chat. And Rick Halber, Bob Casey, Fly Drone Zone. Who else? Ken Hoppauer. Oh, Chris is back. He decided he had so much fun, he jumped back in.
No, not on purpose, man. I don't know what. Little blip. Little blip. Hey, man, if you get a chance, you need to go over to Coast to Coast Drones, his Facebook channel. He's got a link of a guy that flew a FPV in Hong Kong.
Oh, I think I saw that something about that. I'll check that out.
And he makes it look like he did it all from his apartment, but he didn't. But he did a real good edit.
Oh,
and
cool.
It's really cool. It's a really cool flight. It's something you couldn't do. You couldn't do it in the United States. Everybody and their brother would be on you, but this guy did it, and it's pretty slick.
Cool. Oh, Sunrise Water Media, thank you for jumping in.
Hey, Chris.
So,
hey, buddy.
Grumpy Vlogger, $5 super sticker. Oh, we gotta do a super.
Stickers, I like stickers, yes I do. Stickers.
Thanks,
There we
Lloyd.
go.
Thank you very much, Lloyd.
All right, we're getting close to that $100. This is how AdSense works. You gotta build up to $100 before they'll pay you. So
Really, that sucks.
yeah, and then they take their 30% cut.
Everybody's getting their.
Yeah, they're a little piece of the pie. Yep.
Yeah, I think PayPal's not too bad. I think they get a little bit. That's probably, to me, I think, from the guys like you and Ken and Kelly. And I think the super stickers and the super chats, I forget how much they get, but YouTube gets a pretty good chunk of that.
Oh yeah, they get 30%.
30% of $1, that's 30 cents, man.
Yep.
Of every dollar you donate. And
PayPal is a
hey,
lot
Sean.
cheaper, but they still take a chunk.
He said Venmo, which I don't know what that
Venmo
is, doesn't take a cut.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Hey,
That's
Sean,
very cool.
welcome to the show.
PayPal. Yeah, I've heard good things about PayPal. Even GoFundMe takes a pretty good dab of it.
Yeah. Well, here's my PayPal if you want to make a donation to that. There's my PayPal, and I get a lot of hits on that one. So okay, you stopped using switch to Venmo. Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that, Sean.
Venmo.
Cool.
Nice snow up there, Sean.
Yeah, the reason I use PayPal is I got into eBay. I was selling a bunch of stuff on eBay going down to 2003. That's when I started. And that's when I got my PayPal account set up. So I've had it, God, can't believe it's been 17 years since I did that. And
It's like sticking
when
with
my
one
dad
insurance
passed away, he had a whole bunch of books, and I made pretty good money on those books. And then I started going to garage sales, and I picked up a pair of boots. I think they're Lucchese or something like that. And bought them for $5. Sold them to a guy in Japan for 111.
I've heard that, Art.
Yeah.
People buy old crap, put it on eBay, and people that don't have nothing will pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or people like they can't get this stuff, but just like in Japan, they'll buy it and have it shipped over there, pay for the shipping.
Yep.
It's crazy how
And
that works.
Used to go on that police auction website and buy bulk cell phones. And I would fix them up and turn around and sell them on eBay, and I was doing really good for almost a year, and then all of a sudden other people figured it out. And and then I noticed, oh, those phones aren't selling like they used to.
Wow. I was
So I
reading.
got out of that, and I hardly ever sell anything on eBay anymore.
I was reading Sean's message there. He said, tons of snow today, Chris. Winds of 55 miles per hour.
Yep.
Took the Mini 2 up.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Sean, you took it up, but did you take it back?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I hope you didn't fly over the lake.
He just ain't going to forget that, Sean. He ain't going to forget, man. Like that elephant, he's not going to forget.
Yep.
Hey, Uncle. Hey, you, buddy. 55 is the wind, man. That's a good little bird. The original Mini, I've had mine up in 20 in pretty good gust, and I didn't have that big a problem. But man, 55, wow. But from what I've seen, it looks like the new Mini versus the old Mini. The arms are stiffer, more rigid, and I like that feature because the mine is a little. And I said it in the video. It's kind of toyish. It's kind of a toy. It's real. I guess the word is pliable.
Mm-hmm.
The original would have been going at 55. I can see that, Sean. I bet it would have been. That's cool, buddy.
I can't
Good deal.
fly 55.
I was thinking about old Sean the other day. There was a ski lift video that messed up. It was bringing them in, and it was coming in hot. and it was throwing people off of it as it made the turn. I kept looking for Sean. I never did see him. That thing was messed up, and they couldn't get it stopped. People couldn't get off of it fast enough. It showed them jumping off before it made the turn, and then the cars would pile up it when it made the turn. It was a mess. It was a big mess.
Oh,
I think
man.
it was across the pond over there.
Over in Europe, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that kind of crap here in America.
In America.
America.
I got you. Listen, Art, I'm gonna cut out, bud. It's
Yeah, I'm about ready to shut
8
this
o'clock,
puppy
maybe.
down, and I want to thank everybody. Sean Oz, hey, well, Sean, you want to pop in here for a bit? I could send you a link.
Surfing. There you go. You can't get off fast enough, Sean. That's the way I looked at it. Hey, Sean, how's our lake at Lake Dillon doing? Is it frozen yet? Starting to freeze?
Sean's probably busy with the customer. Oh, that's PayPal. Dang it. Nope, I don't want that one. Let me go. Yep. Clipboard. And there you go, Sean. If you want to pop in, you are more than welcome. Just let me know.
Yes,
Let's see.
yes,
some
Sean,
shallow spots are in the
That's
freezer.
one of them. I hate to laugh, but you know that right hand turn was pretty fast, man. God, dog, stacking up like cordwood. Bam!
Mhm.
People bailing off of it. There you go. All right, Art. You have a good evening, buddy. Bye,
All
everybody.
right,
Chat.
take care.
Y'all have
Chris,
a good
good to
weekend,
see
guys.
ya.
You too, buddy. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Okay. Hey, hopefully Sean could pop in for a few minutes. If you can't make it, then we'll then we'll just shut her down. So Sean, if you could if you want to pop in for a few minutes, and then we'll talk a bit, and then shut this bad boy down. If you can't make it, then let me know. And can't make it. All right, Sean. Well, thanks for coming into the chat. Everybody, take care. Steve Mack, Rick Halber, Chris Hope, Fly Zone Drone, and Bob Casey, Michael Wright, Steve Mack, and then there was that, Grumpy Vlogger, Lloyd, and Sunrise Water Media, and all the rest, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the show. Everybody, have a great weekend and keep them flying. See you next time. Bye-bye.